Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video where we're exploring the crystal citrine. When many people think of citrine, the crystal that comes to mind is this vibrant yellow colour. However, do you know what colour this was when it came out of the ground? It was actually purple amethyst. And what they do is they industrially heat it or cook it until it turns into this burnt yellow colour. Natural citrine is found, however it's a lot softer in its yellow hue. Now when people first find out this, they start worrying that they've got this fake citrine, and will it still be as good and have all the attributes that citrine has? There are three things that basically help to give a crystal its energy. It is its structure, and both are trigonal, they still grow in points. It is their chemical content, and they're both silicon dioxide with impurities of iron in them, and their colour, which they are both yellow. However, I find the difference is obviously the natural citrine has a lot softer colour, and so it has a lot more gentle energy, whereas the heat treated one is a lot more fiery. So I call citrine the stone of solidified sunshine. It's all about joy and happiness, and it brings that energy into your life. I find when I work with the natural citrine, it brings a content and blissful kind of happiness. That kind of just real nice and happy with how things are going. Whereas the heat-treated citrine is a lot more vibrant. You want to run down the street screaming how happy you are and sing from the rooftops. So regardless of which citrine you have, then they're both used for very similar things. And when you read about them or hear about them or want to use them in different ways, either will do that job. You may just want to use the natural one if you want that more content bliss, but if you want a bit more fiery energy, then definitely go for the heat treated one. There are many different crystals that are recommended for abundance and prosperity, including many of the green crystals such as jade. You've got turquoise, copper, pyrite, chalcopyrite, and of course citrine. So if you're looking to add a bit more financial freedom into your life, which crystal do you choose? You choose a different one depending on what your need is, and citrine's really good when you need to lighten up and let go of this desperation for money. What happens is, because citrine is such a crystal of happiness and joy, it allows you to lighten up and enjoy the good times that are actually happening. Allow those good vibes to come into your life. So what happens, think about that moment in your life when, everything's going well. There's no issues with any relationships, you've got enough money to pay your bills and all that type of thing. You're kind of in that good flow, and citrine helps those good times to kind of go for a little bit longer. So how can you use citrine to actually bring that abundant good feeling into your life? Wearing citrine is a really good thing, and a ring on your receptive hand, the hand where money comes in, so the hand you don't write with, can be a good way. You can place a piece of citrine near a cash register if you have a business, or if you work via the internet, place it near your computer or your laptop. Or another great way is a little ritual that I like to do. So what you do is you get a small citrine, some bergamot essential oil, and the highest currency note that you have. So in Australia, the $100 bill. Close your eyes and visualize the change in money that you want to see, how much money you want to see in your bank account, or exactly what you want to manifest. Then you take the citrine and you kind of infuse that energy and that thoughts into there, and get some bergamot essential oil and anoint the crystal as well as the $100 note. Once you've done this, put both the crystal and the bill into your wallet or your purse. The citrine will help to send out those energies of vibrancy and abundance and happiness, and draw good times to you, draw different circumstances to you when you're on the lookout for them. The trick with the $100 bill or the $100 note is that you're never allowed to spend it. What happens is that starts to change your attitude about money, and each time you open your purse and look into it, and instead of going, "Oh, I have no money," you now go, "Oh, I always have money." And after a while you'll find that that actually starts to change your thoughts and your attitudes about your relationship with money. Now, why using the bergamot essential oil is it's the oil of radiant sunshine, and that smell will you'll associate that with abundance, and each time you get a little whiff of that, it'll remind you of that meditation where you program that crystal. Citrine can be really good for working on the solar plexus chakra. That chakra that's located at the base of our sternum, right there. Now this chakra rules our personal power, and when it's underactive, we tend to allow other people to assert their personal power on us, so we get pushed around and we have problems saying no. When it's overactive, we tend to assert our personal power on other people. For example, we become bossy or controlling, we are perfectionists, and we just make sure that everything goes our way. We often become also a workaholic because we don't trust anyone else to do anything the right way. When it's underactive, this is a really great time to use citrine, and especially the heat-treated citrine, because it brings in that real fiery energy from its creation. So what I do is I either just wear it near my solar plexus chakra, place the crystal there and visualize that yellow sphere of light balancing, as well as taking steps to actually help to stimulate that chakra and change your behavior as well. This can also have a follow-through effect because your solar plexus chakra rules your digestion and your ability to digest and deal with life. Because you become more empowered, you can handle life and all that it throws at you. So if you are having any digestive problems, look at what's possibly causing them on a mental or a physical or a thought behavior kind of way. And as well as wearing that citrine as well. Another nice thing, if you're getting a stomach ache or a belly ache, is get some citrine, maybe some bergamot essential oil or some digestive essential oils such as fennel or peppermint, and actually just lightly massage them into the belly area in a clockwise direction with a tumbled crystal. And that can be a really nice healing to do that and help that digestion going away. What happens is you're helping to deal with that digestive problems physically, as well as spiritually or energetically using the citrine crystal during that massage. Before you start working with most crystals, it's a good idea to cleanse them. However, citrine is one of the very few that doesn't seem to need cleansing all that often. It's kind of like that friend that you may have that, you'd rock up at their house and you knock over their letterbox, run over their cat and insult their mother on the way in, and they're like, well, everything happens for a reason, come on, let's have a cup of tea. Nothing seems to bring them down, and citrine is just like that. So it doesn't tend to take on any energy that is not its own. This is why it's really good to have around the house to bring more joyous and happy energy. And it's really good to put in bedrooms or, when kids are having nightmares, or there's even some paranormal activity, because it helps to raise that vibration and help people to feel more comfortable and happy and lift spirits. So I don't cleanse my citrine, but I do bring in other energies as well. And an animal guide that I really like to work with is the hummingbird. So I'll meditate outside, especially under the beautiful sun, and hold my citrine and visualize hummingbird in front of me. The teachings of hummingbird encourage us to lighten up, because when we lighten up and stop being such a serious adult, we can do amazing things. Hummingbird can fly so quickly and even fly backwards, a feat that many birds can't do. And when we lighten up, we also get to enjoy the nectar and the sweetness of life, something that hummingbird does when it feeds on those flowers. Now when it comes to working with plant energies, there's two different essential oils that I'll use. For my heat-treated citrine, the really fiery one, I like to use bergamot essential oil, the oil of the radiant sun. It has that real abundance and vibrant energy, and really helps to lift that energy of the citrine. However, if I'm using and working with my natural citrine, I use another essential oil that's a little bit harder to find called citron essential oil. Now citron is one of the 4 totally natural citrus plants from which many of the other citruses that we know, such as oranges and mandarins and bergamot, have been hybrided from. Citron also has that really tart but sweet and citrusy scent and works really well with your natural citrine. I like to work with my citrine especially on a Sunday, because this is the day that is obviously ruled by the sun. The sun has that real uplifting and vibrant energy, and so that is the day to do your major workings and your major meditations with citrine. And speaking about that, if you'd like to work with citrine and meditation, don't forget to check out my Crystal Connections guided meditation, where you can actually do a guided meditation and help to raise your spirits and feel a little bit more joyous as well. Finally, there's a really beautiful Archangel that works well with citrine, and that's the Archangel Virtual. Now Virtual is that Archangel, and you feel his energy when you're having a day off and you're relaxing and you're feeling really blissful and all at ease and joyous. Virtual rules the star sign of Leo and encourages us to lighten up and take some time for leisure, to enjoy other people and their company, and to be more affectionate. So you can call in Virtual while holding your citrine to make sure that you lighten up and don't take life so seriously. So citrine is such a beautiful crystal to work with. It's one of the very few crystals that, although it's been tampered with, it's still a natural crystal. We're just given a bit of a helping hand. So I wouldn't have any aversion that if you've got a heat treated one, I wouldn't be getting rid of it straight away. It's worth looking for a natural one as well, because they do have a slightly subtle energy and you'll be able to feel the difference. But they both have uses in different ways. The natural one will bring that subtle bliss and contentment when you need that. But the heat treated one will bring you that fiery excitement, and it's really good especially when you have an underactive solar plexus chakra and you need to stand up for yourself a little bit more. I'm Adam Barralet. Enjoy working with your citrine, and blessed be.